Fred's business is booming. He and the family have moved into a rented deluxe cave. The larder has food, furnishings are of the finest, the log burner is bursting with wood, and Fred's old cave is now a warehouse with a good stock of Fred brand sweaters. Each time a sweater is sold, Fred makes it clear why a Fred sweater is preferable to any other sweater on offer. Why a Fred sweater has more value to the customer. Fred's intuitive marketing is bringing home the bacon, the bison steaks, the wood, and the high life in a cool cave. An important question. We know his sweaters have value for Fred in exchanges. We know his sweaters have value for his growing bank of customers. But what's the value of brand Fred, the name on the label? What is the brand worth? Well, we're about to find out, because on a bright frosty morning, Fred falls under a bus. Well, no, of course, prehistoric cave towns don't have buses, but that's not the point. Fred is no more. Fred has demised. He is, to quote the 1969 Monty Python Dead Parrot sketch, an ex-Fred. And so, Mrs. Fred, until now a quiet Neanderthal housewife, cooking, cleaning, caring for the children, and generally doing a highly effective but discreet job of cave-keeping, moves to centre stage. And centre stage is not a comfortable place to be. The rent is due, the larder won't last long, it's very cold, and the wood is going to run out soon. Mrs. Fred faces eviction, starvation, and the prospect of her family freezing to death. Not a pretty prospect, and no Fred. No Fred to get her out of the hole, and worse still, no Fred to blame for her woes. But Mrs. Fred has two things which can save the day. She has a lot of sweaters, a warehouse full, not a very large warehouse, but it is full of sweaters, all labelled a Fred sweater, and she owns that brand. Brand Fred was left to her in Fred's will. She also has Fred's notes. Fred kept accounts and recorded other musings on tablets of stone. On one she found Fred's guiding motto, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and on another she found he had chipped out some text, some copy for an advertisement he was thinking of running in the local newsstones. Every Fred sweater is knitted in the colour of your choice. Every Fred sweater is knitted from finest mammoth wool and tight woven against the cold. A Fred sweater comes with 24-hour delivery guarantee. Mrs. Fred quickly grasped the secret of Fred's success. It is those words repeated to each and every buyer that persuades them to exchange their values for a Fred sweater in preference to any other sweater. Out of the cave she strides with sweaters in one hand and Fred's words in the other. The sweaters are exchanged over and over again. Brand Fred has serious liftoff. There are triumphs ahead, but also pitfalls.